what is it that you want to live today to all the listeners?
Don't
Don't
so
right.
give your best shot every time. Take your life like a baseball game. Baseball game.
Hi, Dr. Akitoy. Welcome to the podcast of Humans of Globe. I'm honored to speak with you today on behalf of whole Humans of Globe family. We are glad to have you here. Your recent cover feature as Africa's most influential business leader in 2025 is a recognition of vision, resilience, and more of a belief that Africa's strength is in its people. So I welcome you again to the podcast. How are you doing today, Dr. Akitoy?
I'm feeling very blessed today. Um, I'm feeling very blessed today. Every day you wake up is a blessing. It is not guaranteed. Every day you get to wake up, you get to breathe, take air into your lungs, move your arms, you walk, open your eyes, you open. It's a gift. So I'm blessed.
Right.
Already super blessed. I'm blessed to be here talking to you as well. I'm blessed that we are able to set a date and meet a date and talk to each other. The simple
Right.
thing in life that we take for granted, I'm blessed. And once you appreciate simple things in life, the most other things are not that important.
Right, right. It's all in the roots, I would say, that, uh, having this thought of being blessed in every moment, this comes from the roots, right? It's from your childhood memories, it's from your parents, it's from the experiences that you might have had up till this journey. So, how was it when you got recognized in Humans of Globe? How did it feel to you professionally as well as personally?
I mean, it was a very good feeling, let me just say. I must first thank Humans of the Globe for doing a very good job of the write-up. The write-up was very good, captured the essence of our conversation. That's one. Humans of the Globe also is pretty well known and have a lot of coverage. So it was good that you find me worthy to feature and talk about. And and for me, was not so much about celebrating, it was about the humility to realize that, you know, what you're doing is valid.
Right,
While you are not looking for validation from anybody except the Almighty God, Creator. However, when other people see what you're doing and let you know that, you know what, you're not crazy, you haven't lost your mind, you're on something. Or whether they tell you or not, but you must be the glue saying what you're doing, they see it and want to tell the story. So that maybe one child somewhere in Jakarta or in Rio or in Beijing or in Lagos or in Kenya can also be inspired by it, right? At
correct,
the end of the day, is what do you want to leave behind? Buildings will change hands, land will change hands, cars will be under color and taste. Every other thing doesn't matter, but however your impact must be in the minds of people who will remember you and who will tell your stories years and years. Whose life
correct,
you've taught, the impact you've had in using your skills to make the world a better place and deploying your person to be a better human being. And
right,
every day I see growth. I see growth in myself. I see growth in myself from a point of spirituality first now. Before it was always like that. I see it being good for other spirituality than mind, mental, then emotional and physical. In the past, I used to believe that I had a control of a few things. And I think as you get older, I realize a lot of things are in your control. When the universe blesses you, and turns your fruit of your hands and make it happen, then it's because you have done a lot of work, yes, and God, the universe, meets you at a point where it then endorses it. And it's not up every time. You have to keep at it, work at it. You may try 10 times, you don't get it right 9 times, but you don't give up. Because the universe itself did not give up before you existed. You understand? So not giving up, going up every day, gratitude, because without gratitude, you cannot go for anything. Without hope, you cannot go for anything. So if you are hopeful, if you are grateful, if you are persistent, and you believe that
Correct.
in what you are doing, already you're
Right.
successful because that is the best feeling. Believe what you are doing, grateful for being alive in what you're doing, not giving up in what you're doing, and knowing that what you're doing eventually is fulfilling you and will be something that people after you are gone will speak for you. That is
Right.
it, and that's all love. Without love, you are empty. If you don't love yourself, if you don't love God, if you don't love your profession, your spirituality, your profession, you're empty. So I'm just grateful for life. And
Hmm.
every day is the chance to tell my creator that I'm appreciative of the life you've given me. And today I'm going to use it to the best of my ability. I like to tell my colleagues that you live like you will die today, but you plan
Correct.
like you will never die. That way,
Right.
you can balance it. Live like you will die today. So enjoy life. Do the right things that you can do to better ability. Do put your all effort into every single thing. Maybe your last task, but plan forever as well. That way, you get to be present. I love that not present, not worrying too much about the future, and you also get to prepare for the future. Being present is a gift. Today is called present because it's a gift.
Right, right. I think that leaves me with a lot of positivity around me today. We are not in the same room, but I can feel that energy. Wherein, you are speaking from today. It's all about me being in this moment, thinking of not talking to Dr. Akintoye. I am talking to a person who knows that you are there at the right moment and you have to give it all. uh, Belief, right? You spoke about belief and believing that whatever you are doing today is from a greater God, right? We are blessed about it, and universe actually takes us around it. It's if we have a lot of things with us, it's because we are blessed, and I'm surely grateful to speak to you about this here. I know, behind a successful entrepreneur, a leader, you are more of a compassionate person who can do storytelling and motivate a lot of people. I see that coming from different experiences. I read about a part wherein you started with engineering, then you moved to banking, and from banking to entrepreneurship and investments. There are different transitions in your life. I and your belief part of it and giving it all part of it has led into these transitions. What are your experiences in all these transitions which led to sustainable impacts? Right, there are multiple parts of your life into these transitions. What are those few things which led to these transitions and also guided you towards more sustainable impacts towards the society?
I think we all start out, most of us at least start out trying to be successful so that we can be comfortable. That's what most of us want to be comfortable, want to take care of our family, want to be able to afford the things we want. But I think as you journey along, and if you are lucky enough and the universe and God finds you worthy enough that your skills are off your eyes, you realize actually you don't need much, right?
Right,
Yes, don't get me
right,
wrong. You want a lot of things. You confuse
correct,
want and need. I want a lot of things, but you don't need much, right? You can have a fancy 40-story building house, but you can only sleep in one bed in that house at one time. On the bed itself, you can only sleep in one corner of the bed at a time. So the excesses that we want, which is not a bad thing, are nice to have. What you need to have, once you have those needs to have, you, if you're a thinking person and you're a curious person, because and I get it, a lot of people are not able to step back and ask themselves, why am I here? Who am I? I
who am
mean,
I?
how
Right,
how they come about. You know, there is a saying that if you calculate all the people who have lived in the world based on science and based on time mankind evolved, it's about 100 billion people altogether. So 100
Correct.
billion souls have existed. But if you then take and calculate how many could that have existed, that means for every child that is born, we know that millions of sperms that want to be born. So for every soul that comes around, 30 millions were not born. So there are quadrillions of souls looking to come
True.
into the earth. So that you get the right to die first is a blessing because you're
Right.
born. And you get
Right.
the right to die is because you're born. When you start asking questions about yourself, because without the knowledge of self, you can't be liberated. You don't have to know about yourself. So you have the car, you're rising, you have the car, you have the house, you have the child. What next? They are growing. Yeah, same life happens. Start yourself. What is the testimony of my life? What do I want my life to be when I'm 60, when I'm 70, when I'm 80, when I'm 90? When my children don't need me anymore for food? When I'm will I still love myself if I'm not providing? Will I still love myself? Or do I even know if I'm not running 14-hour day walks? How am I kind to myself? If you mean kind to yourself, but you have to first know yourself. So it's a self-driven discovery, spiritual, mental, emotional. That you then realize there's a lot more to life. And that
Right.
the only way you can get to know that life is by experiencing it. So early on, like moving from engineering into banking and decided that track. I did my tech exams, my Microsoft exam, my Cisco exams, into private equity, into investment banking, into entrepreneurship, into being an author, into being a lecturer. It's all about experiencing life to the fullest. I get to, as an investor, I get to see people's dreams. I mean, if I take a front row seat into people's dreams and I see it manifest, how beautiful that is. As an owner, I get to conceive an idea and bet an idea, which is a miracle on its own, then work at it until it works or not doesn't work. If it works, then we do something else. Doesn't work, we learn again from that. As an advisor, I get to see how people have done great things or not great things. As an engineer, it's just about watching the magic called life happen around you in various forms. And if you
Correct.
watch that magic, if you are lucky to be able to see that magic, well, you don't want anything else but that magic, the magic of
True.
life. Whether I've been in positions people who dream to be in, dining with kings and presidents. I've also been in positions at the lowest of my life, with the lowest people, with widows, with prisoners, with orphans. And I'm saying nobody ever wants to be here. So I've seen pain, I've seen pleasure, and I realized that you know what, you have to be grateful for where you are in life because anyway, whatever it is in life, you're always in the middle. There's somebody that
True.
has it better than you. Yes, so you won't
True.
walk. But somebody that has it worse than you, so it can be worse. So you're grateful.
Correct.
Your trajectory become more balanced. A lot of people chase happiness. Happiness is fleeting. What I can do with it, it's a chemical reaction of your emotions. However, if you are able not to discern that joy is more important. I'm healthy. My family is okay. I'm able to
Correct.
walk. I'm able to do things I like. I look back where
True.
I'm coming from and I see progress I'm coming from. No matter how bad it is, I'll make progress. Joy is more permanent. So it's the search for joy for me. It's the search to it's the willingness and to fight to retain my joy. And that's what it's all about. It's listen, despite all the madness going on in the world, the
Multiple things.
wars, everything, everything. There are enough things that should want to
Correct.
distract you, enough things should want to make you upset in your home, in your office. Like there are a lot of things not right. That things you want, you're not getting. That money you want to pay, you can't pay. There are creditors, that people knocking on your door for money you owe them. There are things, but guess what? Yes, those things are valid, but you are also valid.
Correct.
Your balance is valid.
True.
Your existence is valid. And it's only when you get to able to understand and appreciate that you are the center of the energy attracting good and bad. And whatever you feed is what you manifest. You see, the universe only has fertility. When a lot of people see setbacks or see pain and they avoid it, what they are saying to the universe is that you don't want to grow. Because in the universe, that's all it has. You must go, even for, I mean, take a seed, for example. You have to plant a seed in darkness first before it sees
True.
light.
Correct.
A baby must first be enclosed in the womb before it comes out. So there
Then
must
comes the
first
light.
be pain. So pain gives birth to comfort. In
Right.
any spirituality, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you're anything, you have to understand that growth comes at a cost. Growth comes at a cost. If you see growth at a cost, there's a lie, it's a mirage. And mirage exists, right? Mirage always lines it don't last. But you see, we are formed in fire, we are formed in pain, we are formed in, but in all those things, you are more resilient. Resilience is key to staying successful. Strength
Right.
is important to getting there. Resilience is key because strength can be broken, strength can be calculated. But resilience is inelastic. You adapt to every single thing because life will throw you all curveballs. Life has to
Right.
make sure that you deserve the life it's giving you. The creator of the universe, God Almighty, did not just give you this chance to live and die for you to waste it on being normal. You are born special. Everybody that is alive today is a miracle. You survived millions of times to be alive. You're born special. Then why would you be nothing but special? Why would
Right.
you want to go for nothing but special? Special in every way. It's not about money. I mean, Mother Teresa was special. Desmond Tutu was special. Pastor Lumumba was special. I mean, great authors were special. And if you, and you know, and when you if you live your life in a way where you don't think you've done great things, you can write your story. You can write your story. I mean, and Nobel was known for creating instruments of war, and he did not want his story to go like as a warmonger. So he created the Nobel Peace Prize. All of a sudden,
Right.
Nobel was now known for is now known for the Peace Prize instead of the war he created. Right? Everybody has
True.
a chance, multiple chances at being the best version of you. You don't have to say, "Oh, I've done a lot of bad things. I can change." You can change. You're flexible. This life, you only get to live this life once, one shot, one shot. So
Right.
give your best shot every time.
Correct.
Imagine take your life like a baseball game where a ball gets thrown at you. If you play for safety, you're playing
Correct.
it for anything. But if you take a home run, you will miss 90% of the time. When you hit that ball once, the home run. I live for the home runs. The ones I miss, they're painful. That are getting ready for the home run. The ones I miss are painful, they're gone. Yes, people get to laugh at you, people get to bring you down, people get to point fingers at you and tell who you are. Why listening to them? They're in the arena. If they were that good, they would play the game. You are in the game. You are the game. And the ones holding the bats. If they were that good, they'll be holding the bats. Know you're worthy. Know you're valid. Know you're special. And put
Right.
everything and take that swing, irrespective of how many you miss each time take that swing. When you get it once, home run.
Correct. We do not need validations from people. We ourselves are standing as a valid person holding a bat, right? This talk, I would say, Dr. Akitoye is going deeper than what our audience might have thought of talking to an entrepreneur or a leader. It's more of guiding stick to them, wherein, if the purpose itself is not known to us, why are we here? So if we don't do that self discovery, I think that's where this conversation is leading to, wherein getting a self discovery realization, we don't need a validation. We need a purpose which we should be driving for and thriving for. And the whole conversation feels like a storytelling. I have been reading about you. I have been reading through the whole, feature, and now the whole call here looks like a storytelling which I am learning from for my journey ahead. So, how has an entrepreneur mindset like yours gone to a storytelling side? What led you to make it for people instead of yourself, right? Entrepreneurs generally are linked to profits, are linked to returns, are linked to building businesses. But now, this generation, having people like you makes the entrepreneurship to a higher scale. It's not only about building business, it's about building lives, leading lives, and impacting lives. I see you have a mission of impacting at least 1 million entrepreneurs by 2030. Can you tell me something about that now?
So it's beyond. See, when you're an entrepreneur, you are doing a lot of things. First, to be an entrepreneur must be a choice. It cannot be a happenstance because it must be a choice. And you must know yourself and know what problem you are trying to solve. There are a lot of people who think they're entrepreneurs, but they are not. They are businessmen, they are whatever they are. But those are transactional people. I'm not saying that's wrong.
True.
That's not entrepreneurship. Getting the contracts, executing it, and making money is a great way to make money. That's great. I'm not right now. But being an entrepreneur means that I want to solve a problem. There's a gap that exists in the market. I want to solve that gap. To have a vision. Vision first is a gift. To see the vision, that's one too. Then I have the ability, the willpower to go after that vision and mission it into details of what it will look like, right? And mission what it will look like. And then from that missioning, and then determine what are the core values of this, what this being looks like. So the vision, and that becomes a being, the mission. And in that being, what are the core values and attributes? Let's look into these core values. How do I then unleash them? Or how do I deploy them to achieve my vision? Knowing my core values and now knowing the mission at stake. That is strategy. You come with the strategy that then helps you to achieve, to execute the people, the technology, the opportunity, and all the everything about strategy. And then from there on to then, okay, if I got strategy, this is how to play this game. The what, the tactics, what will I do on a yearly basis, and then the tactics, the daily basis, the monthly basis, the weekly basis, action items and steps. That journey is entrepreneur through a refining process. Every time that it's like a refinery, like a crude refinery, and at a very point something comes out of you. Something comes out of you. Know that as conscious as you are discovering yourself better, but each part of you is being expressed through one of those steps. And that then means that you are creating, first, you are feeding families. Families depend on you. And that family depend on you means that you're impacting lives already. You are trying to solve solutions to make life easier and better. You are creating an impact. So yes, if you do all those things, and money will come because the universe and God rewards you reward that because there's just so many positives coming out of you taking that step. You feeding families, you thinking of solutions, making life easier. You every day just becoming positive and never giving up. It has to be beyond capital because capital alone is not enough for anything. Capital is a derivative of effort. Profit, sorry, is a derivative of effort and effort. So if that is what it is, the effort must have a foundation, and that foundation must be in knowledge of self and gratitude and all those things. And if all that is true, then profit alone cannot walk. It must go along with impact. So
Right.
capital and impact must come together. Otherwise, the there is no sustainability in it. The universe has existed for a long. Humans have been doing commerce forever. Commerce has been only forever. Forget whether it's capitalism, whether it was barter back in the days, whether it was farming, commerce. Human beings are commercial people. We're always doing something commercially. But now the commercial people are forgetting commerce and focus purely on money. No, commerce gave birth to money. There must be commerce, there must be an exchange before money can come. So if you focus on that commerce, on that consumer, on that customer, on that product, on that solution, and you're obsessed about it, and you try to make it better, then people's lives are better, and people that are better, they pay you to make life better, you're able to make more money and keep investing, they're making life better, and then you're able to then look at other sides of the ecosystem. Entrepreneurial journey for those that understand it, they understand and appreciate that despite all the hard work we put in, the sleepless nights we put in, the everything, which is valid. Our effort is valid. People don't see your story. They only see your glory. The nights you are crying, the nights you are confused, the nights you are humiliated, the nights you worry about how you pay your bills, the nights your investors are almost taking over your business. All those nights, nobody sees that. They are valid. But you know that you survived all this because you stayed in the game. You stayed in the game. You kept at it. You have not given up hope every day. There are well documented stories from FedEx to Steve Jobs to Rockefeller. Every time an adversity happens to you, it's a test of your willingness to stay in the game. And why do you stay in the game? Because you know yourself. And because you understand that it's by effort, it's by hard work that's being rewarded, it's by being innovative, it's by hoping again, it's by being an optimist despite your reality. You know, that's the reality. What did
That's the reality.
The great Prime Minister of UK said success is being able to move from failure to failure without lack of any without dropping a step. I'm paraphrasing him. Disappointment. Every disappointment is a step to your success. Every breakup, every breakup, everything. It's strengthening you. You are being prepared. You are being seasoned. And those that hang in there. I mean, the story of Charlie Munger. I mean, look at the story of Colonel Sanderson. There are places. It's not age dependent. It's not time dependent. It just when your time comes for you to realize who you are, whether you're at 18, like Musk, whether you're at 56, like Colonel Sanders, that's your morning. That's the saying where I come from in Nigeria. Anytime you wake up, it's your morning. So anytime you wake up, it's your morning. You have around 24 hours from that time you wake up. So anytime you wake up, you're never too old, you're never too young, you're never too late. Once you know your purpose. Run.
Right. And that purpose keeps us alive on daily basis. Uh, of course, the part that you mentioned that entrepreneurs solves the problem, and there's a gap which is to be recognized here. So Africa, as such, as a region, there are a lot of challenges which are there in African region as such. But you have been always focusing on the raw potential it holds. So what are those opportunities which you see as an African region, which are holding the potential from your lens of entrepreneur journey and the leadership?
I mean, Africa is a beautiful continent. There's so many opportunities on the continent, so many. And it's by a conspiracy of luck, providence, timing, and universe blessings that where Africa is right now. Africa is the oldest continent in the world with the youngest population. Amazing paradoxes. The most undeveloped continent in the world with the most resources. Amazing paradox. Africa, the migration out of Africa globally has been one of the most ever since mankind. Migration, whether slavery or now whether with intentional, first for food or for better skills or anything, Africa has been. So to answer your question, imagine a pop country, 1.4 billion people, 1.5 billion people, average age of 18, who are becoming very skilled in IT, in technology, in media, in entertainment, who are becoming more educated, who are getting more exposure, who are now realizing their powers and their talents in an era where technology, like artificial intelligence, is going to unleash a lot of things. It's going to make boundaries and borders borderless. Will make products be able to go across borders, and we're getting educated, getting exposed. Europe is aging. Even Asia that stopped having kids, they now realize their mistake. They're not trying to, but it's too late. It takes a 30-year generation mindset. In the next 30 years, Africans will be the largest working population.
Correct.
2 in 5 people in the workforce will be African. 3 in 5 will be black. Picture that. Who now have skill sets, they have technology, who now know how to work, who now know they are valid. The opportunities for the content itself are significant. We don't have to now go by the traditional way of growth like Europe went, like Asia went anymore. We can leapfrog it with technology. We don't have to build roads endlessly as we need, and we do need roads. They're now flying cars that can fly. Back in the day, we thought drones were not possible, but drones are now everywhere. Now they're not flying cars, right? So, people that we do not have to waste our waste anymore. We can convert our waste into energy and also then power ourselves going forward. We do not have to stay. I'm in Cairo, I'm also in Cape Town. I don't have to go convert to the US dollar, from US dollar to transfer. Now, because of the Pan-African payment system on an app, I can buy from Cairo to Cape Town instantly. So everything is being flatlined for African youth and African people. So health tech, mobility tech, climate tech, energy tech, everything on the continent we need. But the only continent that needs everything. We need to stop. And that's great. Before, every other person came to Africa to take our resources out and sold us finished goods. We were an extractive continent. Now, we now realize that. And we still have a lot of resources. So why don't we process it ourselves and sell it to you guys to export it? So going forward, we'll start processing our own gold. We'll start processing our own crude. How can you take cocoa, a $6 billion business, and sell it to chocolate, $80 billion business? Well, we make our own chocolate. We buy from us instead, so we don't lose value. How can we take cotton and we buy fashion? We do our own fashion. How can you take crude and give us petrol? We do our refineries. How can you take? I can go. And before, the gap was knowledge, will, and financing. Now, the knowledge is there, it's online. Everything is online. And we can read now and have access to it. 2, financing. They're not very creative financing solutions, crowdfunding, whatever funding, peer-to-peer funding, ability to get it done. And then the demand is there, it's real, because we have that gap. So it's just Africa just filled opportunities for those that won't do it. And not just Africa, the opportunity that has been in other parts of the region. For us, Africa, when that golden age of realization that we don't need anybody to solve our problems for us, that we are not poor.
Right.
We are not poor. We're not poor. and that we have everything it takes among ourselves to fix our problems.
Correct. Correct.
That
True.
is unbelievable.
Yes. Uh, like looking ahead, what is your long-term vision for African entrepreneurs, and how do you hope your legacy will shape continent's future? There are a lot of people who are listening to you. There are a lot of people who are reading your authored books. What do you think in long term this vision holds?
First, I pray I live long to see the Africa of my dreams. And what I see in my dreams is beautiful, right?
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful. I see beautiful cities. I see technology driving life in the village. I see health challenges disappearing because doctors are accessible remotely and virtually. I see less traffic jams because we have trains and we have flying cars and we have other type of solutions. I see I see energy everywhere because now we're able to adopt solar more and hydrogen fuel and other ways to biodiesel energy. I see all that possibility in Africa, and I'm sure a lot of African entrepreneurs see it too, and they will go for it. And my advice to them is to keep going for it, not to stop, not to seek validation from anybody, and to be kind to themselves when it doesn't work out, to get up and go again. I mean, nobody, you don't fail unless you quit. Only quitters fail. You don't fail unless you quit. Keep going. There are opportunity everywhere. There are challenges. You're going to find challenges. Yes, you will find challenges. But when you do find those challenges, what you need to do is just find a way to solve them and hang in the game. Hang on in the game until the game knows that you're not going to go anywhere, and then yields to you. I think Africa, and I'm positive about it because if you check the generation Alpha, who are people born from year 2010, Africans who are generation Alpha, and that's the future of Africa. That's the Africa that I live for. They are now 15 years old. A typical generation Alpha African is a global citizen, understands AI very well, has been using computers since he was born, understands a lot of
Mm.
about technology, has global friends, follows global trends, is clear about what the future holds. He's not threatened by color, by race, or anything else. He knows what's wrong clearly. He's not and sure about right and wrong. When these guys come 30, 40, the powerhouse called Africa will
Right.
shake the world again. And as such, I hope that my legacy will be I was able to help those powerhouses realize the strength they had in them, whether by listening to me or reading my books or me investing in them or me coaching them, me mentoring them. I was able to do my part so that the African narrative, African rising did happen and we saw
Right.
it.
Are you working on any project as of now? Any next book which is coming up?
You can guess, right? You can guess I'm working on.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that which I'm talking to you right now. If I would be, it's more of I'm reading the complete African thoughts coming from you. It's more
Yeah.
of I can feel those words actually encouraging a future of Africa, encouraging the entrepreneurs on the ground who might be building big powerhouses tomorrow. So I'm assuming there's a book which is coming up,
Yes.
and it's in making, right? I can see that.
There's a book. It's one I'm beginning. It's midway. There's a book, a playbook coming, and it's
Right.
going to be a playbook for how to build. Because while
Mm.
America has an ecosystem that gives people playbook, if you go to San Francisco, if you go to Silicon Valley, there's an ecosystem that breeds innovation, right?
Right,
You go to
right.
India, there's an ecosystem that breeds innovation and tech. And so you know somebody has done it before, Somebody knows somebody. This is how you done. In Africa, we don't have that playbook. Now, I've
Mm.
been lucky enough to do a lot of businesses, a lot of investments, a lot of things. I'm going to write my
Correct.
playbook on how I got there and demystify it so that everybody can take that playbook and adapt it to themselves. I'm going to write that book to a playbook of my setbacks, which became my comebacks, my
Right.
betrayals, which became my blessings, my
Mm.
wins, which became my anchors, my approach, which became my weapon, and how to
Right.
think about opportunities and how to just do it, because that's the only way. The whether you believe it, whether you believe it or not, it's all in the mind, and how to help the mind become stronger. Because with the mind control, the spirit is aligned, and the body and the heart follows. So yeah, there is a book I'm midway through.
Right. I feel coming out there and sometimes reading it with you, and we can meet once and take this more ahead. Though for all the listeners, for all the entrepreneurs hearing us today, what is that last thing that you would like to actually put up here over the screen, uh, which can lead an entrepreneur to a purpose-driven leadership? What is it that you want to live today to all the listeners?
Don't listen. Don't listen. Don't listen.
Don't listen.
Keep
Correct.
going. Don't
Keep
listen.
going.
Keep going. Don't listen. Keep going.
I think this, wow. Okay, not listening and keep going. I would not have thought this in my last thought that you would say that don't listen, because that's where we are all charismatically uh, not on the same lines, right? If we keep listening what is within, right? If we keep listening what is here instead of all the sounds around.
Because let me tell you, right? If you keep listening, you're going to hear a lot of things why you shouldn't do what you're doing. So I'm not saying don't hear them. Hear it. Hear it. Hear it. Don't listen means pick what you believe is relevant to you and move on. Not
Right.
every word, not everything you are told is bright, is valid. Not every dog that barks deserves attention. Okay? Dogs only bark at moving cars. So the car is moving, dogs don't bark at static cars. Keep moving. So hear
Keep
it,
moving.
hear it, process it, but keep moving.
Keep
Keep moving.
moving.
Keep moving.
Right.
Because if
Keep
you listen
moving.
and you process too much, because sometimes overanalyzing will then stop you. All the magic that happened because the guys didn't listen. The Wright brothers didn't listen, did they? They didn't listen, but they flew a plane. Thomas Edison, did they listen? No, he didn't listen. We have electricity. Elon Musk, did listen? No. If you listen, hear it, because people will talk anyway, whether you ask them or not, hear it. And some things resonate with you, some will want to bring you down, but keep moving. Keep it
Keep
moving.
moving.
Because if you keep it moving, that's where magic happens. Motion, motion, always motion. Motion,
Motion.
see, status is dead. Status is
Right.
death. Status is death. Motion is life.
Motion
Status
is
is death. Motion is life.
right. So it takes me to a part wherein, keep breathing. That's all you need, right? You keep breathing. That's the most simplest thing that we do on our every moment. And that's what gonna keep me moving now. Post hearing this energy packed conversation with you. I would look forward to have another conversation someday, Dr. Akintoye. Given the
Thank
time
you.
that we have today, I really appreciate taking out your time today. We are glad to have you at a journey which is recognizing more entrepreneurs, more leaders, more humans like you. I'm glad personally to have met you. And looking forward to have this conversation again someday in person. Thank you so much for your time again. Thanks for being part of our journey. Thank you, Dr. Akintoye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. Yeah.